I'm not exactly sure why I'm so enthusiastic about this. It's very much a passion of mine, and it's one of those things that I will go to bed at night and it'll just keep running through my head, and I just dream about glass, and I just can't seem to get enough of it. You know, thankfully, some of us wind up meeting something in our lives that gives us a love affair that's not to do with any other person. It's just something that we get to do with our own work, and we get to express ourselves and show who we are and what we're most enthusiastic about life. And I think that's part of what genius is, in a way, is just that fact that you found something that you love and then you're just willing to pursue it endlessly. The torch work that I do, it's traditionally called lamp working because back in the 1800s and earlier, there were oil lamps with little foot pedals that would add the extra oxygen into your flame and create the additional heat to melt the glass rods. With that, I'm using both propane and oxygen that are then coming in and mixing internally within the torch and then coming out to generate a flame that's around 3,000 degrees Fahrenheit. I mostly work with borosilicate glass. One of the reasons I use that particular glass is because it is so durable and it's not necessarily as prone to cracking and fracturing while you're working with it as a lot of the softer glasses are, and you're able to sculpt with it. The torches also allow you to have more precision with where you're placing that heat, and having that precision flame and heat to melt only exactly where I want things to move, and nothing else really appeals to me because it allows me to do that fine work. Whereas a lot of artists enjoy making things that are intended to be very smooth and sleek and then sat on a shelf where you never interact with it because it's a piece of glass and it's fragile. I like to make things that have a slight amount of texture to it, so you can grab onto it and you're encouraged to play with these things. With that in mind, I intentionally add the textures and bumps and things to a lot of the paperweights, so that way you can easily grab onto them and they're not likely to fall. And because it's borosilicate glass, it's not likely to break either when things fall, unlike most of your other glass. But then I'm also able to take that fine little precision work that I've created and hide it inside the things that I create, such as a series of paperweights that are filled with all of this shiny dichroic glass that's very sparkling and eye-catching. But then I hide a tiny little black and white peace symbol that I've created somewhere in amongst the mix of all of the shiny distractions. And the goal or the message that I'm trying to create is just that if you can avoid getting caught up in all the shiny distractions, eventually an inner peace can be found. And it's by hiding those little things to create this interactive experience that plays against some of your norms, like the fact that you're not supposed to touch glass. You're supposed to play with my glass. And the fact that you're supposed to look at it from a distance with most glass. In mine, you're supposed to really go in and explore and look for all of the little nooks and crannies and all the hidden elements that aren't going to be obvious. And so I would kind of describe my glass style as both a mixture of painting and color theory mixed with a sense of exploration and play. As far as my journey with glass and why I am still doing that and what kind of took hold, it really was from the very beginning, almost like there were like these heavenly lights that shone down upon me. I don't want to necessarily equate it to that, but every time I've tried to step away from glass, it's been headache after headache, and as soon as I just submit back to working with glass, it has been like the road suddenly becomes smooth and everything just proceeds the way I envision and hope and dream it will. It is continually malleable and can be reconstructed into something new over and over again, which is really exciting in part to me just because of that and the fact that, yeah, your imagination is your limitation.